Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be going through the Fremantle versus Collingwood Thursday night, well, late Thursday night game. It wasn't a 10 start, but still, Daicos forgot to turn up. And Collingwood, with their 4 guys out, the guys that don't bother traveling, yeah, they won. They won pretty convincingly in the end, I would say, almost in a way. Daicos just looked so bad. They had so much of the numbers, underlying metrics, but their plan of attack was so poor. And so, yeah, anyway, we will jump into that. But before we do, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there. And I will jump into this video here. So, let's just go to Fremantle and talk through what an absolute stinker that was from them. Jordan Clark and Luke Ryan might be the most overrated halfbacks in the league. And that is saying something. Because damn, did they get a lot of the football and do diddly squat with it. And did it mean that... I mean, just look at this. Caleb Serong, with 14 kicks, had more meters gained than Luke Ryan. And also Jordan Clark with 10 more kicks each. They both had 24 kicks compared to Caleb Serong's 14, basically, because his handballs were generating meterage, but not as much as his kicks. They had 30 touches to 25, 33 touches to 25, and 10 extra kicks, and they still had 60 less meters gained per in total, which, if you look at that, is probably somewhere close to like 5 meters per disposal less than Caleb Serong, or something of that manner. So Caleb Serong was around about the 22, 23, whereas Jordan Clark and Luke Ryan were in and around that sort of 14 or something, 15 area. Actually less. It could be even more. So different. So they were just horrific. They did nothing to actually help the game forward. Luke Ryan, if you look at his probably kick-in stats as well, I don't know how many kick-ins he exactly had, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was up there. I mean, Collingwood only missed 7 shots, so he probably only had 4 or 5 kick-ins. But if we look at Luke Ryan here, just quickly, as I would suspect he had 5 kick-ins, and then Jordan Clark probably had the other 2. Jordan Clark had the other 2, so they combined for 7 kick-ins, and I wouldn't be surprised if you look in the kick-in chains and stuff like that, that these two had about, out of the 7 kick-ins, probably 300 out of their 980 meters gained. 300 to, if not 400 meters of their 900 came from 7 kick-ins, or something of that matter. That's how bad this was. Out of the 5 kick-ins for Luke Ryan, I think he went long on all 5 and gained somewhere around about this sort of 260, 270 meters gained. And I'm pretty sure out of Jordan Clark's ones, he would have done similar as well. And then not only on that end, I just want to check quickly. So you had Jamie Elliott kick 6 and Bobby Hill kick 3, and they did miss a couple as well. So they kicked 9, and I'm pretty sure their matchups were these 2. So, what's the point? What is the point of their strategy, FREO? If it's kick it around the back, kick it around the back, kick it around the back, and then wait for either Jordan Clark, Luke Ryan, Matt Johnson, or where even is he? Jeremy Sharp, to make an error, a critical error, in which FREO just concede a goal off of. It's horrific. It is not AFL standard, especially when you've got a midfield of Luke Jackson, Caleb Serong, Shea Bolton, and Andrew McGrath. All of those guys are or will be all Australians in the future. And, yeah, it just does not make any sense. So, having said that, Longmire shouldn't be in a job. Longmire shouldn't be in a job come Monday. He should not be, because he has shown that he has no ability to actually work with the side he's got. The side he's got is the strategy he's got is more suited to a bloody North Melbourne and having Colby McKercher, Harry Sheasel, and Caleb Daniel down back. It's more suited to that strategy than to the strategy he's got, because he's got some of the worst kicks off halfback in the comp and on the wing. Yeah, so that's my 2 cents of the FREO game plan and how pathetic it is. Anyway, Andy Brayshaw with 34 touches, 5 and 5, and a goal. He was outstanding. He had 14 touches, 6 clearances at 88%. You're telling me Andy Brayshaw had better kicking efficiency than Luke Ryan, or better efficiency in general than Luke Ryan, and one of them had 14 contested possessions out of his 34, and one of them had 5 out of the 30. I'm just shocked. I'm absolutely shocked at the poor display from FREO. Yeah. Shea Bolton, he finally put him in the midfield, and go figure, he looks like a gun. 14 contested possessions, 9 clearances, 75% disposal efficiency. Absolute gun. So yeah, who would have thought that you put a midfielder on ball and it works? So yeah, I'm just going to double check that he actually put him on ball, but it felt like he felt a lot more around ball in general than what he was in previous weeks. Let's just double check that number is right. Shea Bolton has a worse game at 26%, then goes back in 52%. I'm actually just going to double check that his numbers line up pretty much directly with him being on ball or not. So when he plays off ball, he has a 22 from, and then he plays on 29%. And then, yeah, so pretty much all his numbers suggest that when he plays on ball, he has pretty good numbers. So yeah, go figure. And when he played on ball for Richmond, when he, yeah, they pretty much suggest that when he plays high-ish CBAs and a good run of it, then he plays well. So I could have told you that from the start because his numbers suggest that he's a midfielder. Luke Jackson actually got time in the midfield because Sean Darcy is unfit and has flared up a knee again. And he actually started on ball, Luke Jackson, and he was outstanding. He was outstanding. 11 contested possessions at 84%, 19 touches, 17 hitouts. 5 marks, 5 tackles. If we go to the afl.com.au and look at the hitouts to advantage, I think you will find that he had one of the better ones. If we look at my stats here and then go hitouts to advantage, Luke Jackson, 5 hitouts to advantage at 29.4%, had a 14.9. And even though Darcy Cameron got on top late with his intercept marking, he still had a really good game, did Luke Jackson. Caleb Sarong, 91-104 split, still not really taking the game by the sort of the horns there. 25 touches, 3 marks, 4 tackles. Behind as well, 9 contested possessions, 7 clearances at 80%. So he did pretty well there. Matt Johnson, 22 touches, 3 behinds, 63% disposal efficiency, just not good. Heath Chapman, I thought, made some critical errors as well. He just isn't a good halfback or medium defender. Corey Wagner, pretty sure he was on the likes of Daicos pretty much all day and all night, I should say. 14 touches, 4 marks, 5 tackles at 78%, an all right game. Cooper Simpson did all right. I just wonder if he's probably going to be the guy that gets chopped out, even though I thought he was pretty good on the night. 18 touches at 77%, if I'm reading that correctly, and 6 marks for him. Then you have Switkowski, Tracy. Tracy started the game on a house on fire, but then fell away quickly. And then there's pretty much no one else that matters, except for Sean Darcy out with an injury. If that is long-term, then that could rise again to Luke Jackson being valuable again. Murphy Reed, time to jump off him. And then Neil Erasmus sub, that just sucked for those that potentially wanted to go on him on the bubble. Jack Crisp was outstanding as well. 29 touches, 18 contested possessions, 7 clearances at 72%. A big monster game from him, including 2 goals. That pretty much set it aside. Darcy Cameron, 113 splits. Yeah, he was outstanding as well. 19 touches, 28 hitouts, 10 contested possessions. A little bit poor disposal efficiency, but job done there. Jamie Elliott kicked the 6 goals too. He just absolutely monstered Luke Ryan. Bobby Hill had 3 goals as well. Harry Perriman, a pretty decent display, but it was the big boys, I would say, almost in a way, in the likes of Josh Daicos, Ned Long, and Nick Daicos, that all had quiet displays. Nick Daicos, 18 disposals and a goal. Ned Long with the 12 touches and a goal, and then Josh Daicos with the 19 touches at decent enough efficiency, but Josh Daicos is just not top of the line, like I've been saying countless times. He will probably have a bounce back game, but he's going to be a guy that averages 92, 93, which is about 8 off the top of the line. And then Dan Houston got away early, but then just stopped. And yeah, most of this is because basically FREO were just hogging the ball and doing nothing with it. Like, let's look at this. 75 plus disposals more than the Collingwood, including 59 handballs. 28 plus inside 50s. One on the free kicks. Hit outs, they evened up late in the game, but it was definitely in FREO's favor early. The clearances, plus 13. The center clearances, plus 12. Contested possessions, plus 12. The uncontested possessions, plus 74. Turnovers, plus 6. Marks were up. Marks inside 50. Terrible. So, yeah. And then the tackles, they were down 18. So the only thing they really lost was the tackles and like the 1%ers, and that was about it, other than the efficiency inside 50. So yeah, FREO are horrific, and they're going to lose. They lost to Collingwood side when they dominated all the stats, and they lost pretty convincingly, I would say, in the end. Collingwood probably could have had a lot more, and they held Nick Daicos to a manageable game, I would say, in a way, and they still were able to dominate. The Collingwood was still able to win without Scott Pendleby, without half their, like 2 or 3 other guys as well. So yeah, they are just a better side and much, much better than FREO. And FREO are not going to make finals at this rate, because what are they even at the moment? They are in 9th position, but they are going to get overtaken potentially by 1, 2, 3. They could potentially be like 14th by the end of the round, 13th by the end of the round, if some teams win. Like if Sydney win, if Sydney or Essendon, they're going to jump them, you would expect. Like they statistically have to jump them. So they're down to at least 10th. St Kilda play Carlton. One of those teams win, they jump. So they're going to be at least 11th. Potentially if Port Adelaide win, they'll be 12th. And potentially if Melbourne win, they'll be 13th. So there's a chance they finish the round in 13th, but it's realistic that they'll finish the round in 11th. So yeah, a horrific display from Fremantle, and deservedly they lose. There's also a chance that they also finish in 12th if the Carlton versus St Kilda game is high scoring, but also a sort of win for Carlton, because there's a potential chance that St Kilda somehow get the percentage up to overtake them, but it'd be tough, I would say. They would need quite a big result. But anyway, that's the video there, going through how Fremantle suck. They have the wrong strategy and they're going to lose. And JL's not going to be in a job for much longer, you would expect, because they're not playing to their strength. But anyway, that's the video. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Friday night game recap. Bye, guys.